Testing, testing. Yes! I'm back! Ah! Look at me! I'm back! I'm back! Yes! Oh, Giyu has a new friend here, so so a lot has going on. I miss you, Twitch, or as my friend Kron says, hello, Twitch! How are you all? So, very excited to come back. Alright, but the reason why I'm back is it's not something we expect, really. Alright, but from the last stream, I've been very, very, very busy. So, with work. And then there's cons, of course. And then there's con reviews, rel reports. So most of the stuff you'll see will be on my Instagram, which you will see up here, over here. Okay, so I miss all of you. You know, last time I was here with the streaming, we were talking about COVID this, COVID that, COVID. Oh, and then the monkeypox and the polio and all that stuff. And then I started bringing that on Con Survival, and then on those panels. And if you're on my YouTube page, you would have seen all these videos. I upload whatever I do a live stream on Twitch, I will upload on YouTube in case if you missed it. One of my mods cannot make it because she had to go to sleep because she had to go to work tomorrow. So at least she gets to see this one. Now, so it's a lot going on, a lot of stuff going on in my life, and if you were following me on Instagram, you would have seen that, you know, we're actually preparing for a move, but it's gonna take a while, so I'll be here for a while, but it's a lot of personal family stuff which I won't get into, okay, but I have to talk about this, so let's get right into it, shall we? Okay, so you've heard about it. It started, at least where I live in New York City, it started out in yesterday, even though the fires from Quebec, Canada, is from days, maybe a couple weeks ago or somewhat, but the wildfire season for Canada has started much earlier than anticipated, and this is we much earlier, and now it's on track to become one of the worst wildfire seasons ever recorded in Canada. And thoughts and prayers go out to them who are fighting the blaze and who are dealing with all this. So all this is this. Oh shoot! Why is this thing going on here? No, don't open this. Okay, so you will see here that all this fire is here. Yes, Josh. It's nice to see you too. I miss all of you at Twitch. Alright, it's been busy. I hope to do more Twitch videos soon. So you may not see me do a lot of COVID. I'm still going to do some of it here and there and so on because I'm finding COVID in the wastewater now. And they've already stopped doing the COVID, the COVID, how should I put it, indicators. So I stopped doing that. But now I'm going to use my Twitch skills and my Twitch videos. Hopefully I get affiliated, so I have to start over from scratch now. Alright, except that I have followers, so I have more than 50, so I got that one. I just have to do the amount of hours, the amount of times I stream, and of course I have to maintain that average of 3 viewers. I get that's the hardest part. That me and Alex, my friend Alex, so Triforce Delgizi, please follow him. Alright, please watch his streams. He's trying to get affiliated, okay? Support my friend here. Oh, he's also my mod too. Alright, so sorry to get off topic here. Alright, and I just want to say that I really miss all of you, and I'm gonna try to see if I can do more videos. So you're not gonna see a lot of the COVID stuff. I'll try my best to do the health videos, like this one I'm going to talk about. Air quality, very important. It's affecting the Northeast, particularly New York City. And heads up, New York City, I believe in 2 days in a row, has the worst air quality of any major city in the world. And we're going to discuss about that. Support my Twitch channel. It's, don't forget, it's TOO. Don't, it's, I will support your Twitch channel too. Make sure there are 3 kinds of twos. TO, that's going direct, like towards, to TOO means also, and TWO, that's the number 2. So just careful. Alright, so just I'm a little OCD about these things. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so the plan. So before I go on and talk about this thing, all the fires, I wanted to have a little plan. I'm gonna try to see if I can get and do videos at least twice a week. I think that's the minimum in this case, in order to meet that one of the goals of getting affiliated. Alright, I believe I have to do maybe about more than 2 hours or something around there. We'll see. I don't know if I'm able to hit that. We'll see. What I'll do is I'll do rail reports. So I'm gonna see. That's my plan. So I've already done rail reports on Instagram. So doing rail reports on video has a different, even though you're dealing with the same information, it's like a different mode there. The other thing is my con reviews. So I'm going to see if I can put this through Twitch. And I've done this last year. And this one's going to be a bit harder because this one takes a lot of content. Now, for those who are on Twitch, most of the people who use Twitch are usually gamers. All right. I try to be different here. And you're here for the con reviews. Hello, nice to meet you. Now, I didn't finish my review. I just came. This past weekend was Fan Expo Philadelphia. I'm still working on the review. Got a lot of information. I am collaborating with a friend who did not have a good time and had altercate. Not a physical altercate, but she had issues with staff back in Fan Expo Philadelphia. I only went on Sunday for Fan Expo Philadelphia because I was speaking at a panel with 3 other people. And I was a co-panelist, so to speak. The main panelist was one of my friends. Then right after that panel, another friend of mine was doing a panel about her con. So I wanted to support that. Okay. Let's get to the topic at hand on this guy. Alright. So, how did it all start? So, there's fires all over Canada now, alright? You think Canada is cold and all that? It depends. Of course, if you're closer to the Arctic, of course it's going to be cold no matter what. But with climate change going on, the ice is shrinking. You're not going to see a lot of ice. Of course it's hot in the summer there. Alright, but then again, most of the Canadians, they live closer to the US. But it's with dry conditions, even in our area, we have dry conditions here. It's ripe for a brush fire or a wildfire. Okay. And dry conditions, it could be maybe a lightning strike can cause a fire. Maybe someone having a campfire. Maybe there's an arsonist. Who knows? All right. So you'll see here, see these colors there. So the red and the purple and burgundy colors are really bad. Very, very, very bad. Okay, you want to go for the green ones, which I don't see any. Okay, yellow, it's okay, but for those who have sensitive respiratory symptoms, it's going to be an issue. Alright, so this is what we're seeing here. I'm told tomorrow, alright, June 8th, tomorrow, at least in the New York City area, it's gonna subside just a teeny bit, but the air quality is still gonna be very bad. So, but and you have to wear a mask too if you're trying to go outside. But all in all, try to limit outdoor activity. Try not to be outdoors too much. And usually this is not something I say so very often because usually we were dealing with COVID and all that stuff. Like, oh, don't stay indoors, stay outdoors, and staying outdoors you're less likely to transmit unless if you're close to each other, that kind of thing. No touching grass. No, 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 please. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. There was a fire in a New York City suburb. It was near Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. I think just recently. So the fire risk is still there. Okay. So let's. So this is what I found, and this is in IQAir.com. So this is a list of. This is just a little bit of the list. This one goes all the way to like the first 100 cities, but in this case, hey Alex. By the way, I don't have the shout out thing. That I don't know if it works, but let's see. Does this work? Because I want to do a shout out. I don't know if it works, but anyway. Please follow him. He's trying to get affiliated. He's met all the goals of being affiliated except for one, which is the amount of viewers. So whenever he streams, please watch my mod. Send him some love. All right. Also raid him if possible if he's live. Okay, so I only have 8 because that's what I have so far. And I can fit. That's the amount of cities I can fit. And as of 10 p.m. when I was preparing for the slides, New York City has a. Oh yeah! Shout out to Josh to Friendly Gamer B. All right, so shout out to him as well. So he does mainly Fire Emblem games. I hope you have more games coming up. So let's see. I'll just do it for the fun of it. It doesn't work. Usually something will show up on the chat, but somehow it doesn't work. Other games too. I have to see it. I forget the other games, but I mainly see Fire Emblem. Oh, there was a Naruto one at one point. Okay, so New York City. So as of 10 p.m. it was 264. The AQI, which is air quality index, is 264. The higher the numbers, the more danger it is. So in this case, it is a very unhealthy level as of almost 2 hours earlier. At 5 p.m., according to Mayor Adams, at his 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Briefing, so to speak, it was an AQI of 484, which is pretty dangerous. And I've never seen something like this in my life, and I've lived in New York City for 34 years. And my first year was in the Philippines, of course. But 484, holy moly. But it has gone down a little bit. But it's still not where we need to be. Still isn't. Alright. And I'm actually gonna... I'm gonna show some pictures of it. So, this is from Channel 7, so WABC TV. So they did a video, and this was early afternoon. And this is LaGuardia Airport and Grand Central. So Grand Central Parkway is the highway there, and LaGuardia Airport's right behind it with the air traffic control tower. And this is in Queens. And it looked as though you just moved New York City into Mars. Or someone just made it into a sepia tone kind of feeling. And I have never seen something like this in person. Yeah, it is really bad. So I don't know, whoever lives in the Bay Area, the San Francisco Bay Area. So if whoever lives in California, that's a that's a thing that happens season by season, that there were wildfires in California. But in particular, in the San Francisco area, it was 3 years ago, 2020, the fires were so bad at the time that it was actually around this color. It could be red orange because of the fires. And they would, my relatives, I have relatives in the San Francisco area, they told me about how the sky was red, the air looks red, and visibility was very bad. Flights. So in this case, so for in here in New York City, all flights were delayed in not just LaGuardia, it's also JFK, where I live right next to, and Newark airports due to the visibility. So there were delays and all that, and a Yankees game, had to be postponed, and people were still pissed by it. Lord Jesus. People, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Your health is important. And I will go over that, doing strenuous activity is not healthy when the air quality is that bad, and when you're in a range of, as of right now, 264. So 264, very unhealthy. It's not good. Not good. Okay, it used to be 484. Hazardous. So, I'm just going to give you a heads up. So if you're going to do strenuous activity, if you're going to do outdoor activity, if you're going to run or jog, do people understand this? When you do more strenuous activity, your demand for oxygen, your body's demand for oxygen goes up. So what does your body do? Your body wants to breathe more air. But instead of that oxygen, I mean, of course you'll still get oxygen, but the concentration's low. You breathe all of that, the ash and the smoke. So, you're trying to get more oxygen so you can do the strenuous activity by breathing more. Now you're being even more exposed to all this. What are you thinking? Okay, yes, people are crazy. I used to run, but I watch the sky. Yeah, and I don't know if you're gonna be running anytime this week. I'm sorry to say, And I'm actually on my phone. I just got a message right now. So Brooklyn Comic Con is actually coming up this weekend. All right, I posted the transit guide for it. It's gonna be this Saturday and Sunday, June 10th and June 11th. They're actually monitoring this, so I have a quote. I think the environment, the air, it's getting me. My goodness, I'm getting fuego. Okay, tengo fuego dentro de mi estómago. I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm getting some. My stomach is on fire with that acid. I had to tell my friends that we can't go to the pool because of the bad air. Well, is it? It's outdoors then. Is there an indoor pool? I don't know. We'll see. Which I'll talk about with indoors. You have to stay indoors as much as possible. Okay. I'll go into detail in a bit. But so this is from Brooklyn Comic Con. Yeah, okay. So I quote, "We are closely monitoring the air quality situation. We will further assess the status at 12 p.m. noon Thursday, so that's tomorrow, June 8th, as to whether things are getting better or worse. At around 5 p.m. we will give our community updates on the state of our plans for the weekend." So it's already there's a possibility of having it being affected. I think the air quality is going to improve, but I don't think it's going to be in the healthy levels where I think if we're really lucky, it's probably going to go in the yellow or the orange, so moderate or unhealthy or for sensitive groups. So you still have to wear your mask. All right. And they start at 12. So the general con 12 to 7. So Saturday and Sunday. All right. So we're waiting for that. Okay. All referral codes are not over. Shout out the program. Okay, let's see. They still want you to buy tickets, of course. So, just on a side note, I'm gonna veer off a little bit here. If you saw, but with the lines last year, waiting a very long line, I don't know. That's a good point, Josh. I totally forgot about that. All right. So, Josh and I went to Brooklyn Comic Con last year, and that was horrible. Okay. I got a discount for 2023 for this year, so I'm going. And there's actually an actress I want to meet who's coming. She's the main guest, and yes, that's right. Alex went as well. My mod went with me as well. So now, the Deborah Wilson from Mad TV will be at Brooklyn Comic Con, and what I wanted to say is that I want to show this video. It's called the Rhapsody Kids. What is it? And it was Believe in Santa. So I don't know if you saw this. This is a horrible CGI movie. I can't share it at this here due to logistics. But to make this quick, before I get back to the topic at hand with the air quality in your health, is they screwed up her voice recordings because she was the voice actress for the main character's grandmother. It was like, and I wanted to share that video and I want to see what you think about this. But yeah, so I'm surprised a lot of people don't know about Deborah Wilson. But then again, I grew up during the 90s and the 2000s and all that. Because I enjoyed Mad TV. That was amazing. It was like for those, it was like SNL or Saturday Night Live, but it was more geared towards the younger generation. Okay, because it was more, I guess, more hard hitting than SNL. SNL tried to be a little politically correct until recently, I guess. Okay, so back to this. So New York has been number one for the past couple days with this horrible air quality. All right. So this is why I talk about this. This is why I'm doing this stream, because pollution sucks. Okay. And I don't know if whoever watches Captain Planet. Okay, please watch it. Okay, I watched it when I was a little kid back in the 90s. Okay, you should watch it. All right, because that teaches you how pollution can have an effect on your health. The main thing we're going to talk about is here. So that's the respiratory tract. Yes, you watch it. You know that show. We're the Planeteers. You can be one too. By saving our planet is the thing to do. Polluting and polluting is not the way. Hear what Captain Planet has to say. I still remember that. And last year it rained while we were waiting online. Oh, yes, it did. Yes, that's right, for Brooklyn Comic Con. Anyway, so air pollution. So the CO is carbon monoxide. And this is nitrous oxides here, the NOx. The X means whichever number, how many amount of oxygens there are. So, and then this is sulfur dioxide here. Ozone is O3, particulate matter. So in this case, for wildfires, particulate matter, which we'll go in a little bit. Nerve damage. So lead, you see that with buildings and all that. When older buildings, when it had lead paint involved organic compounds. But anyways, the main thing is really the particulate matter, so it causes respiratory illnesses. So if these particulates are small enough, which I will go into on the next slide, could go into the bloodstream and it could cause irritation. And it could be so small that the lungs may not catch it and may not spit it out, basically, for lack of a better term. Okay, it's not gonna sense it because it's so small. All right, and it goes deep into the lungs. All right. Okay, air quality and your health. So, wildfires have a fine particulate matter. You can see here all that smoke here. Even though it's a lot, it's full. It's concentrated with a lot of really small particles, and the particles that we're looking at is what we call PM 2.5. So PM 2.5 actually stands for 2.5 microns or micrometers of particulate matter. And you'll see here, see how small this is? Look at this. Compared to a human hair. So that's 50 to 70 microns or micrometers. Just for your reference, 1 inch is 25,400 microns. So, why is my mouse acting like this? Okay, I'm gonna go back here. So 1 inch is roughly around the height of my thumb, around there, like around here. That's the height. That's 25,400. So that number seems a lot to you, right? So look at this. See how small that is? See, just a thread of hair over here? Really small. Okay, so the PM 2.5 are tiny particles or droplets that are 2.5 micrometers or less in width. Alright, so inhaling the smoke and ash, which has all that fine particulate matter, can affect your lungs and cardiovascular system, and that can cause inflammation. And it could also weaken the immune system. So basically, you're activating the immune system, and then, now it can't because it's busy trying to fight off those foreign objects, in this case the particulate matter. The issue would be it's going to affect other things too. These particulates are so small that it can get deep into the lungs and get in the bloodstreams, as I said earlier. So symptoms, so my throat was scratchy earlier today. All right. But people were having itchy eyes, their nose are irritated. We've had a bad allergy season this year, so now we have to add this. Oh boy. So people have been coughing, been sneezing, the shortness of breath, and if you are outdoors for a longer period of time, you could have long-term effects, so such as worsening of asthma and heart disease. All right. So, who is at risk? Now, when you see 484 at hazardous, everyone is at risk. So basically, as Mayor Adams said, actually it was the health commissioner, Dr. Vassan, he said that it's not just the humans, but all living creatures who are breathing, basically. They get affected by it. Okay, so who is at risk? The young and the old. The young people is because their lungs are still developing, particularly with children and teenagers, and by proportion, they actually breathe in more air. All right, so they have much more oxygen requirements, so they require more breathing, and they have a higher metabolism. And breathing in more air, if it's dirty air, that means increased exposure. Outdoor workers, that's pretty obvious. So and that's also for those who like to spend outdoors, whatever they're doing. All right, pregnant women, animals, as I said. So you got to take care of your pets. All right, so we still have horses, particularly in Manhattan, particularly those like in Aqueduct Racetrack and in Belmont Racetrack. The horse races, I apologize. So, and actually, I will be right back just for a little bit. Okay, my apologies. All right. So animals, you cannot put masks on them. All right, it's gonna affect their health. So they have different may have different respiratory systems. So it's very important to keep them inside, keep them in a well ventilated place, just like with humans. All right, and limit outdoors. All right, limit the outdoors and try to stay indoors as much as possible. Those with pre-existing conditions or comorbidities. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing this. So it's not just for those who are seeing all this air quality issues. This is also for those with the people who in my practice. So a lot of people in my practice as a pharmacist are they're diabetics, they have hypertension or high blood pressure, heart disease, COPD, asthma, all those things. This is why I'm here. What about those who got over being sick? So that's a very good question. It depends on what kind of illness you actually recovered from. All right. Now, whether you've recovered from an illness or not, mask up. You still have to limit your time outdoors. Stay inside in a well-ventilated place. Make sure that you have an air purifier or you have a HEPA filter and that the air is being circulated and filtered continuously. That's very important. All right. So, cardiovascular disease is a big one. All right. So, that could cause the air quality can exacerbate pre-existing conditions relating to the cardiovascular system. All right, respiratory issues. I'm asthmatic. This is a big one. So if you're not masking up and you're unmasked and you're exposed to this, you could get an exacerbation. So in New York City, the hospitals are actually trying to get prepared for an uptick in emergency room visits due to respiratory exacerbations, whether it's asthma or COPD. Also, weakened immune systems, so they're at risk. All right, so this one was, I believe, around 7 p.m. earlier this evening. I just want to let you know this is not the moon. This is the sun. Yes. That dot over there, see that dot over there? That's the sun. This is my neighbor. This is about 2 blocks from my house. So, and I already showed you this one. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about are the AQI, so air quality index basics for ozone and particle pollution. But we're not going to talk about ozone. We're going to talk about particle pollution, but it's the same. It's the same scheme here. All right. So green obviously is good. That's very obvious. 0 to 50. So that's what you're looking. This is the best one. So this is something you'll see when you're with nature. So if you're in the mountains, if you're in the Alps, if you're and then how you know the sky is totally blue. Air quality is satisfactory and air pollution poses little or no risk. Yellow is what you see in cities, so on a good day. So air quality is acceptable, however, there may be a risk for some people, particularly those who are unusually sensitive to air pollution. So in this case, so if you're in an area where there's a lot of cars, okay, so when smog occurs, you'll see that. All right. So I've heard 59 or lower is like the best. So, but we're gonna stick to this one. 0 to 50, that's the best. If you're in cities, you're within that 51 to 100. Things get crazy when you get to orange, so it's unhealthy for sensitive groups, and members of sensitive groups may experience health effects, and even though the general public's less likely to be affected, but still take precautions. Red is unhealthy, so 151 to 200. That some members of the general public may experience health issues. Members of sensitive groups may experience more serious health effects. All right, so let me go back to the chart. So you see here, except for Detroit is also affected by the smoke coming from the wildfires in Canada. you'll see here there's Lahore, Pakistan, there's Dubai, there's Johannesburg, there's Dhaka, Bangladesh, Delhi. Okay, so the health commissioner for New York City is from India, so he brought something up like that. And there's Tel Aviv. So those things are mainly due to air pollution. All right, so with so many people, with so many cars driving, and you have factories and all that stuff, so emissions are coming out, like, so that's causing those things. And the next thing, let me go back to the chart here. Okay, so purple. So as of 10 p.m. New York City time, that's where we are. Okay, so 201 to 300. So back to the chart. We are at 264. And it's a health alert. Risk of health effects increase for everybody, obviously. And New York at 5 p.m. reached at 484. So that's hazardous. So health warning for emergency conditions. Everyone's more likely to be affected. People start coughing, all that stuff. All right. So let's put the numbers into action. Let's, that's more of the technical stuff. Let's put that into use. Okay. So if it's good, green, good, obviously ignore it. Or you're good. No action needed. So if it's moderate, all right, for those who are very sensitive, so keep the outdoor activities shorter, keep it less intense, and watch out for symptoms such as coughing or shortness of breath. So especially this is for my asthma patients. All right, bring your inhaler with you, and what I recommend is, if before you do strenuous activity, about 5 to 15 minutes before you do strenuous activity, or if you're going to go to an area where there's going to be a possible trigger that's going to happen, use your inhaler. Okay. For me, I tend to use one every 6 hours only as needed. Most days I don't even use it at all because I'm able to control it. All right. There's some some people who have asthma, they will need 2 puffs at a time. And just as a tip, when the directions say 2 puffs every 6 hours, for example, you don't do no, you're wasting medication. What you do, if it says you do 2 puffs every 6 hours is needed, the first puff you go hold your breath 10 seconds, and then exhale slowly. You wait at least 1 minute, and then you can do that second puff. Reason being is that you need to give enough time for the lungs to get, for the medication rather, to cover as much of the lungs as possible. If you do 2 puffs at the same time, you're wasting your dose. Okay, and I don't know how much of the medication is gonna get into enough lung coverage. So it's very important that to use your inhalers properly, and also to watch out for triggers as well. But anyway, you have to take it easy, all right, for those who are really sensitive. Okay, for the orange, so for yellow, that's usually for those who are sensitive, very, very sensitive. When we get to the orange level, the unhealthy for sensitive groups, now we're talking about people with comorbidities or pre-existing conditions. So your heart or lung disease, or heart or lung related ailments, those who are older, the elderly, so the 65 and older, the children, teenagers, minority population, and outdoor workers. So same thing with sensitive groups, make activities shorter, less intense, just take frequent breaks, watch your symptoms. And those with asthma, as I stated earlier, everyone has different um, asthma asthma levels. It could be mild, moderate. Mine's more of the mild kind. So always have your medication with you. Always have your inhaler with you. All right. And then those with heart disease, symptoms such as palpitations, shortness of breath, or unusual fatigue may indicate a serious problem. So you gotta contact your health provider. Okay, now we get to the serious ones. So, red, purple, maroon, or the, looks like burgundy here. Everyone's affected. So that's where we are right now. Sensitive groups. Avoid long or intense outdoor activities and consider rescheduling or moving activities indoors. Okay. And everyone else, reduce long or intense activities and more breaks. Basically almost the same thing. Avoid all physical activity outdoors. That's for the if it gets to 201 to 300. Reschedule a time when air quality is better or move activities indoors. And it's time to avoid long or intense activities and consider rescheduling or moving them indoors. Okay. And hazardous. Avoid all physical activity outdoors. Well, we New Yorkers, we I don't know if we heed that warning. Remain indoors and keep activities levels low. So follow tips for keeping particulate levels low indoors. So how you're going to do it is you have to have an air, and if you have to have an air purifier. So I will show you the air purifier. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. That's the air purifier that I'm using. Right over there. Okay. Let me put this camera back. There we go. I gotta see my co-hosts here. Right? Are they there? Yeah. Wait. Let me see. Yeah, there they are. Gotta make sure they're there, right? They're there. Yes. Okay. Okay, so now if you don't have an air conditioner, so most air conditioners they'll have a filter. I don't know if it's going to filter everything, but make sure you don't get air from the outside. If you're able to get the AC to do that, and the AC's over here, so staying inside with the windows closed may be dangerous in extremely hot weather. So if you don't have an air conditioner, of course, but if you're hot, go someplace with air conditioning or check with local government to find out if cooling centers are available in the community. If you're in New York City, they'll have it in, I guess, shelters. They'll have it, I guess, in libraries and whatnot. All right. So, to reiterate, so with dangerous air quality, so CDC guidelines state to stay indoors as much as possible. Close your windows, close the doors, use air purifier, as I said. And if you're driving, which I don't know what you're doing there, maybe if you're an essential worker or whatnot, so recirculate air in the car. So, how to stay safe? That's what everyone wants to know. All right, some of the stuff is pretty logical. Okay, so again, stay indoors. All right. Limit outdoor activity. It's not just humans, also pets. Alright. As I said, close windows and doors. Keep everything shut. If you're going to go outside, wear a mask. Okay, particularly KN95 and 95 KF94s. N95 is your best bet, but it's very tight. Okay. And use air purifiers or a HEPA filter, so I have that there. And avoid strenuous activities if possible. Okay, and if you're doing any activity whatsoever, especially in the higher end of the AQI or the air quality index, you're gonna take frequent breaks. All right, and there's another part. It's avoid or minimize vacuuming, frying, or using gas-powered appliances, and that's because it's gonna release those irritants as well. All right, so I just want to say that. We're almost there, so I just have my not closing arguments, but my closing, it's great to be back. I know the circumstances are not the best, but I want to thank everyone who was watch the stream. Thank you, ASDFIDK. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. I usually use Instagram much more, but it's over here. Yeah, over there. I know that. I know you're not a bot. Oh, what's your Instagram? I forgot. Anyway, so I know everybody else, like Josh, I follow your Instagram. Alex, my mod, I follow you on Instagram, of course. All right. So, again, it's great to be back. I hope to do more videos. I can't promise anything because of my busy schedule. So, but I'm really, really very excited, and but I hope you find this stream helpful. I know I try the this is very important, especially if you're in the Northeast and particularly in the New York City area. So we're hit by the smoke and all that. But I wish all of you, and then this is, and yeah, I wish all of you, to please be safe and please take it easy. And in the words of my mod, I think he's sleeping right now, DJ Nicky Zem. Okay, have a great day. Have a great day or great night whenever you're watching it. And I hope you stay healthy and safe as always. Y en las palabras de Doctora Ana Maria Polo, he dicho, boom, transmisión cerrada. You know what? I forgot to raid. Who can I raid? See, I'm forgetting stuff. I'm not in New York, but partially affected, so this was interesting. Hope you also stay healthy and safe. Thank you. Wait, where are you from? You don't have. You can tell me a city. That's it. You don't have to tell me your address. Just, Oh, Toronto. Oh, you're affected. You're definitely affected. All right. So I saw a little bit of the press conference that your pretty boy Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was doing. So it's not orange here, but definitely affected. Don't know how it will affect the atmosphere. Well, it contributes to more particles in the atmosphere. So in this case, it's going to affect the air quality. It's going to affect our breathing. All right, nighttime still. Yeah, it's still. Just because it's dark doesn't mean it's gonna go away. It's the air quality still sucks. We're gonna have to find out for tomorrow. But let me see who I can raid. Who's live? Who am I gonna raid? Let's see. Oh, Junie Pat. This is all our lungs will be broken. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. If you're breathing that kind of hazardous air, it's like smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, and you're not even smoking. In some cases, it's like smoking 1 cigarette an hour. Holy moly. That's like some extreme secondhand smoke there. Alright. So, I haven't done this in a while. So, raid Junie Pat. So, this is my favorite couple cosplay. So, they're from California. Oh, wait. It's raid... I don't know if does this work? I don't know. I forgot how to raid. Shoot. I don't know. I think it's slash. Oh yeah, you're right. Right. I know it's been a while. Yes. We did it. Alrighties. So, let's do this. Alright, have a good night, everyone. Please be safe.